The South African government is looking for oil and gas deposits along the eastern and western coastlines, but the communities who live in the areas where the searches are due to take place are not in favour of this process. Two seismic surveys along the west coast of the Eastern Cape and the west coast of the Western Cape have been temporarily halted by the courts. The affected communities approached the court saying the procedures to grant the survey licenses were not in line with the legal prescripts. The residents requested interim interdicts until the matters can be threshed out in court. South Africa's energy needs and plans are likely to be part of the State of the Nation address to be delivered by President Cyril Ramaphosa tonight. Our reporter Nkululeko Nyembezi is on the Wild Coast speaking to residents both against the search for oil and gas and those supporting the plan. Nkululeko, what are the residents saying?
Thank you very much. We are, of course, in the Wild Coast, in the Eastern Cape. We have got community members. There are those who are pro-mining, there are those who are anti-mining. But they are expecting a lot from the president. As we all know, that the president is expected to deliver his State of the Nation address, touching on issues of development and all the stuff. But now I'm joined by the chairperson of Amadiba Crisis Committee, Mama Nonhle. Mama, for sure, you have been here for so many years trying by all means to defend what you think is your right as a community of Amadiba. What can you tell us? Because the president is about to speak later this afternoon. So are you still standing on your ground that you don't need any sort of mining, especially what you call the gas and oil exploration?
Thank you so much for inviting me here. Yes, we are still standing on the ground that fossil fuel is bad for climate change. It's very, very bad, as we are feeling with the heat, the big heat right now. We don't think from the speech of the president he's going to promote fossil fuel, which is gas and oil, that they can explore and also they can mine the titanium, because those are more a negative impact to the climate change. As people that we are living here, we are dependent on agriculture for livelihood. Now, if those projects from the SONA he's putting, that means our livelihood is in danger. And we're hoping that the president today, he's going to speak about fixing the existing cities, because our cities are not in good shape. Instead of starting the new things, like our Mbizana, it needs a maintenance. It needs to be maintained to be look better.
So one would say maybe this is a form of trying to create jobs and fight poverty, because in the rural areas poverty is very rife, and we've just received statements of, in fact, states about unemployment rate in the Eastern Cape. Don't you think maybe this is a way of creating jobs and all this stuff?
Jobs in the rural areas are there, but what government needs to do is just to support those existing jobs, like agriculture, like ecotourism. That's what the government needs to do, to support the existing project, to create jobs. Agriculture, it creates a lot of jobs. And I have an experience what I'm saying. Everybody here, they produce a lot of sweet potatoes, a lot of madumbes. We are feeding the market in Durban right now as we speak. And there is a lot of employment that is already been created, but it needs the support of government, instead of bringing something new to destroy what is existing, which is very bad.
I understand that the matter between you guys and Shell South Africa, or maybe those who want to explore oil, gas and oil, is before the court of law. Can you just maybe briefly explain to us how far is that program?
The case against Shell, at the moment we are just winning the part A, which is it says that Shell cannot continue without the environmental authorization. At this stage, we are waiting for a part B, where we need to see that environmental authorization from Shell, because our law is very clear in South Africa when it comes to development, that you can't develop without a paper that it shows the South African that the environmental it's safe because environment is part of human being. Now, if we allowing being companies to come and explore and do whatever they want to do, that means the lives of the people is not safe. Especially for us that we are living on the coast, because we know that if they can mine oil and gas in our coast, mostly fisheries, small-scale fisheries, they are rely on ocean for survival. Now, how many jobs that you're going to destroy just for oil and gas? Those are the jobs that they are talking about that they want to create. But when they're trying to create, they destroy the existing jobs. Those are the things that we are called upon to our government, that we need to be respected and we need to be consulted. Whatever that is going to take place, it's our right.
So still talking about the consultation, were you not consulted as the community members in the Wild Coast about this seismic exploration of gas and oil? Because this has been going on for some time now.
We never been consulted. Instead, 2013, the government did consult the kings. And then, because our government right now are using kings as the final decider in our communal land, they forget that kings are kings because of people. Now they are repeating the same thing, consulting kings, and they think it's a done deal. And it's very strange when we saw the Minister of Minerals go and consult king, but not even one king go and complain. Not even one king put a case against Shell. It was us as communities, but we are not even consulted. As we request that we need a consultation. Instead, our government is consulting the kings and so-called the business people. And business people, they don't care about communities. What they care is about making profit. It's about making money. If what is affecting communities, it doesn't matter. That is why we are called upon to our government that if they are serious to create jobs, because those jobs they are saying they are creating for communities. Now communities must be the priority when it comes to consultation, not the other way around.
Yes, of course, not the other way around. That's what Nkululeko Nyembezi is saying. You remember that she is anti-gas and oil exploration in the Wild Coast, also anti-mining in the Wild Coast. But now I'll be speaking to the chairperson of the Wild Coast Business Chamber, Mr. Ayanda Nocholega, who is very keen about development in the Wild Coast. And there are also other issues that he's always complaining about lack of development in the Wild Coast. Mr. Thank you very much for your time. You are welcome on SABC.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here and happy.
This has been going on for some time now. There's a lot of fight between the community and the government and the private sector and all the stuff. What is your stance on this gas and oil exploration on the Wild Coast?
Thank you very much. Our position as business is very clear that we would like to see development in this region. This area has been ring-fenced for non-development for a very long time. It is important then that we try and support any form of a commercial activity that is legal, that is consultative of the communities that are affected. We are in support of a number of programs that government and private sector is bringing on board. The issue of N2 Wild Coast Road, which is the first of its kind post-1994, we are really happy with that. But we are supporting the initiatives of consultation. The issue of smart city, we really congratulate the president for taking a decision to initiate development in this region. Even the proposed explorations, mining activities, we are saying as business, we would like to see business activity, but that business activity must go through proper consultation. It is very clear, consulting a king is not enough. There are communities who are the direct owners of such pieces of land or the area which needs to be consulted. Our view as business, we are calling for continuous consultation on issues so that you can get to the actual issues that affects the communities. The harsh reality, statistics has proven that this area is poor. If you look at the level of unemployment in this region, we can be talking 50-something nationally, but here we are in excess of 70. If you look at the SASA grant that is spent in this region, this is the most region that consume most of government's money in terms of social grants. There is a need to develop jointly. It is clear the issue of development can coexist. We need to take care of the environment. We need to make sure that we monitor environment. But in the process of doing so, we need to also to make sure that we put up sustainable developments. We cannot afford for a very long time to keep on not engaging each other, because I think this matter is about engagements, because I've never heard anyone who says we completely disagree. But people are concerned about consultation. We are really happy with the fact that there are initiatives to develop this region, and we are really supporting that, but it must consult.
Okay, lastly, what about the view that tourism and agriculture is the way to go, other than focusing on mining and other stuff?
The reality, if you look at a number of places in the world, including South Africa for that matter, agriculture, tourism, other forms of development can and do coexist. Let's take a typical issue, N2. The upgrading or the development of this N2 greenfield section will indeed attract a lot of tourists. Currently, people are visiting even the bridges that are under construction. But we need to create community engagement so that when people come, they don't just come and leave, they come and stay. The issue or the idea of a smart city is an ideal situation. But the reality behind everything, we need to create continuous consultation, engagement with the affected people. We need to make sure that agriculture, tourism can coexist with other forms of development. But all this needs to be managed, and people must be consulted. It's very clear. We need to continue consulting and consulting and consulting.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, of course, you're saying that mining, tourism can coexist. Yes, I've just told you that I've got Nonhla on the other side who's anti-mining, and Mr. Ayanda Nkululeko, who is pro-development in the area. Yeah, this has been going on for some time. We will wait and see what the ruling of the court will be. Back to studio.